Hello, friends. Welcome to the Confidence Zone. I'm Susan Axelrod, the Confidence Coach. Today, I'm going to speak with you about an unusual topic in business and, unfortunately, an unusual topic in life as well. And that is unconditional love. Unconditional love in business? What? What are you talking about? Yes, yes. In my work over the last few years, I have created an ability to weave and bring love into my business. So, a few years or a year ago, or I can't remember when it was, I started writing on my prolific social media posts that I do for organic marketing with Love Susan. At the end of my posts, I just write with Love Susan. And sometimes I have written, I wish you love. And other times I've actually said, I love you. But mostly I just invoke love by saying with Love Susan. I even do this in my group emails that I send. I have the most, I have the most precious, amazing weekly women's business accountability group. And I often sign my emails to them. I'm always in touch with them. And I often sign my emails to them with Love Susan. So I decided that I would speak with you about this today because recently I spoke with you about humbly receiving. And one of the things that I have been aware of is that of who in my life is offering me unconditional love. Usually they're family members or my dear women friends or whatever. But the way that we can offer this in business is this. Are you ready? This is a good one. The way that we can offer this in business is to unconditionally expect the best. Unconditionally expect the best. Yeah. People make mistakes. People get things wrong. Shit happens, if you excuse the expression. But we can unconditionally expect that someone is doing their best. This is what I call unconditional love in business. If you are insecure and unconfident yourself, then you view things through that lens that that you're expecting someone to get it wrong, to do it wrong, and to make mistakes. But to feel unconditional support by someone or for someone is really the most loving thing that we can do. It is truly invoking love in business. And the thing that is important here is it brings up confidence instead of eroding confidence away. There's nothing that erodes confidence further than suspicion, than passive aggressive behavior, than conditional acceptance. The opposite of all these things is unconditional support in business, unconditionally believing that somebody is getting it right. Hi, Susan. Thank you so much. It's good to see you here. And yes, unconditional support is a gift. Thank you. That's exactly right. It's a gift in life when you feel unconditional love from someone else, but usually it's just your dog, not your cat. Dogs give us the most unconditional love, right? And but also for us to give that unconditional love is so open and freeing. It's just like, oh, your hands are open, you love unconditionally, you expect the best for people, you don't have expectations that are coming from you that you're heaping onto them. And in business, I want to say this is so important, more important than ever right now. As we are coming into a completely new paradigm of the way business is done, of the work that we do in business. For those of us like you, Susan, and me, we are in what we call intuitive business, right? We are in the passion space of intuitively sharing out that which has been divined and processed, received, and integrated, right, in over either all of our lives or for many, many years. And so we're just in the space of like, got to do it, right? I show up here every day at 5 o'clock. And even though today I'm missing my extra light, so it feels dark, and I was unhappy about that, but I still decided that I would go live anyway because I show up unconditionally. So Susan wrote, "No judgment, no threat." I love that. That's really beautiful. No judgment, no threat. That is what I'm talking about. The unconditionally expecting it to go well in business, unconditionally expecting that someone is definitely doing their best, unconditionally thinking that things will go right, right? Unconditionally believing that things will get done. Can you feel how that all feels? That's really good flow. That's like, unconditional love from a positive viewpoint. Now, Susan wrote no judgment, no threat. So, what's the opposite of no judgment, no threat? Judgment and threat, right? If we're in this the other way, then a lot of the conditional is often shows up as judging, and then someone feels threatened, right? And I mean, oh my gosh, even as I said that, I could feel the energy of what a common feeling that is for workers. I could feel the energy, deep energy of how familiar a feeling that is for people who are in jobs, workers, right? The people who are in a lower level position, that they're feeling constantly threatened, constantly judged, constantly expectations that are completely inappropriate, constantly like running, just trying to do the best they can, but failing because of the the conditionality, the conditional orientation that the upper level people have. And so this is a very, very important topic for confidence, because what happens when somebody is unconditionally like, you got this, right? Or unconditionally says to you, well, that didn't go well. What are we going to do now? Right? As opposed to, that didn't go well. What are you going to do? Right? Can you feel the difference in all of that? And that's where you either rise in confidence and be like, okay, let's think like together. Let's put on our thinking caps and figure out what are we going to do to get this right, to make this happen. Right? You're moved and inspired in that way, as opposed to in this shrinking kind of place of of feeling judged and threatened, and having things be hard and very, very conditional. So do you get what I'm saying here? That the confidence zone is when we find ourselves in these beautiful places of work or business where people are in the passion space, believing in you, supporting you, wanting to help you get it right, figuring all these things out, versus the unconfident zone when we worry all the time, when we're feeling such, the conditioning of, worrying if we're going to get it right all the time because of how people treat us and what their expectations are. So I'm so glad to share this topic with you today. I'm very interested in your viewpoint on this. Do you understand what I'm talking about? And this, what is your opportunity to bring unconditional love to business? What is your opportunity to do this? Oh, thank you, Susan. Thank you so much. It's very kind for you to say. And you're right. I do. I want you to rise in confidence, because I want you to be in your business. I want you to, be in that total divine space of sharing the wisdom in you to help our younger sisters really live out a future that is beautiful for them and a little bit different from the way we did it. How can you bring unconditional love to business? Do you understand? I'm not talking about love, really. I'm talking about unconditional acceptance. How can you have a viewpoint of believing that you're going to get it right, and believing that it's going to go right, and believing they're going to get it right, even if along the way some things don't go right? That's bringing unconditional love to business. It's the new way of doing business. It's the new work paradigm. And every single one of us can bring it. Every single one of us can bring it. And I hope that you will think about this. I encourage you to talk about this with others. And if you want to disagree with me, if you want to challenge me, like you're full of bullshit, that's never going to happen in business. Bring it on, baby, because I want to have that conversation with you. Maybe I can be convinced otherwise. I'm not saying that I can. I'm not saying that I can't, but I'm happy to have this conversation with you. So the confidence zone comes from unconditionally accepting humans as they are with love. And that's where you are with me today. So remember, be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. Thank you for joining me today. If you're watching this by replay, please type in #replay so that I know you were here. And I'll see you tomorrow for Live at 5. Bye-bye.